Imagine spending your whole life working hard, saving and planning for retirement, only for everything to suddenly stop. No job, no paycheck, just uncertainty. That's exactly what happened to one Redditor after the shutdown. Now they're facing a tough question. Should they try to start over? Or finally retire early? This story takes a turn you won't expect. My employer provides $15,000 in fertility benefits. But no one in my company or the insurance company can explain the details. I called HR. They directed me to call the benefit center. I called the benefit center. They directed me to the insurance company. I called the insurance company, and they can't help me unless I am already part of the insurance. They directed me to the broker. The broker told me to call the insurance company. We will cover. Like, just trust me, bro, type situation. At this point, I am hoping that someone has similar benefits from their employer with either Horizon BCBS, Cigna, or Kaiser Permanente. If you do, can you help me understand what is included as part of this benefit? I will have a high deductible HSA plan. This is the stupidest thing I have seen. It's like the insurance is just asking me to sign up, and then we will tell you what. Does the benefit start after we have used up the OOP? I hope I can get the answers here, as I make a decision by Friday. All right, let's see comments for this post. Can you post the verbiage of the benefits? And maybe some folks here will be able to give some direction. Also, maybe cross-post on a relevant subreddit for the medical/fertility side, as there may be more folks there who have used similar benefits. Can you post the verbiage of the benefits? Below is the information from a PDF about fertility coverage. We have raised a lifetime maximum benefit of fertility coverage from $5,000 to $20,000 per person. This included $15,000 in medical and $5,000 in prescription drug needs. Services such as office visits, lab work in vitro fertilization, and artificial insemination are included under the new limit. In network, upfront deductible applies, then 80%. Plan pays 100% after OOP out of network. Upfront deductible applies, then 50%. Plan pays 100% of maximum reimbursable charge of the plan allowance. The actual plan's details PDF for each insurance company I mentioned has no details provided on this. IVF is specifically mentioned in the PDF, so my hope is that the insurance also has that included, and there are not any conditions applied to it. From my reading, this just means they have raised a lifetime limit from $5,000 to $20,000. What this means is, if you go for IVF, they will cover up to $20,000 in your lifetime, whether that is in year one or spread over the course of 5 years of going through IVF. Once they have paid out $20,000, you will be on the hook for 100% of the cost. Before they start paying any amount towards a $20,000 lifetime limit, you will need to pay any deductibles. That is how I read it as well. I want to understand if there are any other restrictions ongoing directly to IVF. There are likely restrictions related to medical necessity for any fertility benefits, unless this is a separate benefit through Carrot. Call your employer again and make them tell you the specific plan/group number. Then call insurance again. With the employer name/specific plan number, they should be able to tell you all specifics related to that plan. Okay, moving on to the next post. Found this gem called The Pleasure of Walking Tall, couldn't resist sharing. Here's the full text. The pleasure of walking tall. Your savings, believe it or not, affect the way you stand, the way you walk, the tone of your voice. In short, your physical well-being and self-confidence. A man without savings is always running. He must take the first job offered, or nearly so. He sits nervously on life's chairs because any small emergency throws him into the hands of others. Without savings, a man must be too grateful. Gratitude is a fine thing in its place. But a constant state of gratitude is a horrible place in which to live. A man with savings can walk tall. He may appraise opportunities in a relaxed way, have time for judicious estimates, and not be rushed by economic necessity. A man with savings can afford to resign from his job if his principles so dictate, and for this reason he'll never need to do so. A man who can afford to quit is much more useful to his company, and therefore more promotable. He can afford to give his company the benefits of his most candid judgments. A man always concerned about necessities, such as food and rent, can't afford to think in long-range career terms. He must dart to the most immediate opportunity for ready cash. Without savings, he will spend a lifetime of dodging. A man with savings can afford the wonderful privilege of being generous in family or neighborhood emergencies. He can take a level stare into the eyes of any man, friend, stranger, or enemy. It shapes his personality and character. The ability to save has nothing to do with the size of income. Many high-income people who spend it all are on a treadmill, darting through life like minnows. The Dean of American Bankers, J.P. Morgan, once advised a young broker, "Take waste out of your spending. You'll drive the haste out of your life." Will Rogers put it this way: "I'd rather have the company a janitor, living on what he earned last year, than an actor, spending what he'll earn next year." If you don't need money for college, a home, or retirement, then save for self-confidence. The state of your savings does have a lot to do with how tall you walk. Of course, in today's world, saving alone isn't enough. It must be saving plus investing. That's the real formula for financial independence. Even though this was written decades ago, it feels more relevant than ever. Let's see comments. Relate to this too on the other side. Working very hard to try to get out of debt and return to college. Trying to walk tall despite the hard situation. You got this. Thank you. Agreed, other than the gratitude part. Living in constant gratitude is bliss. I think what's being implied here is feeling like you owe someone all the time. That indeed sucks. I'm grateful that my company has given me the opportunities to succeed, but I've always stood up for myself if I felt like they were fucking me over. One can be kind and grateful, but still be assertive in the face of adversity. They keep backing up larger and larger Brinks trucks, so they like something about the way I operate. Moving on to the next post. Dad is selling grandparents' home. No renos and all old furniture. Inside. Good or bad idea? We don't live in the same country, but we're in town to arrange things after my grandparents passed away. I was helping clean the place for visits and decluttered as much as I could, but the place is very old style. Most furniture is from the 1800s and early 1900s. The floorboards are old and wallpapers are in the early 1900s style. Not a buyer's dream at all. The place, however, is large and in the city center of coastal France. Newly renovated units, total overhaul, seem to go for 1-1.2 M, whereas we put this place on the market for $720K. Are we doing it wrong? It is definitely a huge hassle to manage it all from a distance. Plus, my autistic uncle is living there part-time and refuses to change anything. What would you do in my place? I don't have full authority, but my dad does listen to me. Is there any easy/quick thing we can do here to improve the outcome? I have no knowledge about this, so just throwing this out there as a just in case. Most furniture is from the 1800s and early 1900s. Hire an auctioneer to sell the furnishings. They are vintage or antiques. Then go about selling the house. In the U.S., there are people that run tiny companies, like 1 to 3 people, that run estate sales and can do them without the owner present. They are very good at pricing items. OP should consider something like that. I'm a woodworker. Good old wood furniture can be worth a lot of money, not life-changing amounts, but Enough to warrant having someone else sell just the furniture. Are you using a real estate agent? If not, hire one. Their job is to understand local real estate. My dad seems to refuse to. I get his view. The agent wouldn't be able to move things inside anyway, so all they can help with is photos and pricing, which the prior is optimized now. As for pricing, unless we make changes, it's where it should be for the moment. Okay, moving to the next post. Work or retire now. No job because of the shutdown. New York. I'm single, about to turn 64, and currently unemployed. I have a job I'm supposed to start for the U.S. Census Bureau, but the shutdown has that on an infinite hold. I have about $40K in savings right now and $140K in an IRA that I recently converted from a 401K. I live in a house passed down from my late mother after being her full-time caregiver for several years. It's over 100 years old, in decent shape, but will need some repair eventually. My current vehicle is from 2007, which may need to be replaced soon. Wondering if I should apply for retirement now as I would. Only get about $13.50 a month SS, or should I wait until 67? I have ACA Medicaid coverage for health insurance. A couple additions. 1, I'm male. Not that important, but somebody did refer to me as she. 2, property and school taxes are around $5,500 per year. Energy about $100 a month, but with winter coming will go higher. Municipal water is $135 a quarter. Cell service is $26 a month. Got rid of a landline and cable. Groceries run about $100 a week. Home insurance, $1,000/year. No CC/loan debt. 3, the furnace and hot water heater have all been replaced in the last 8 years. Roof was last replaced in 2001. House was built in 1915. Updated electrical service, but still have some knob and tube wiring in it. 4, I have rented rooms out. A friend who comes up from Florida and stays most of the summer gives me about $200 a week. 5, the house was appraised at $260K. My brother and sister think I should sell and downsize. I think that will be the eventuality. Let's see comments. What are your expenses? Having only $180,000 plus Social Security doesn't exactly suggest more than a meager retirement if you cease working. Yeah, you lose a ton of benefits applying that early. I'd work PT, or for medical at a minimum, and take on a decent renter. I'm always prop renter/roomie. It can suck a lot of times, but it is such a huge help with bills and day-to-day vibes if the fit is good. Just be picky with your roommates and have a roommate contract as part of the leasing agreement. That explains ground rules. Be realistic about it. It's their home as well at the end of the day, but it's your property and your responsibility. It's a far more accurate portrayal of what the majority of people have than the millions people post about in this thread. Can you live on $1,350 a month? For all practical purposes, that's all you have. Your retirement savings is too low to be considered in monthly income. Okay, moving to the next post. Should I clear my credit card debt or maintain my savings account? I think I know the answer, but figure it'd be nice to hear other perspectives. I have $3K in credit card debt. I'm struggling to make a dent with monthly payments of $500. I have $7.5K in savings. Should I clear out my credit card debt and let my savings take a hit? Figure I could slowly rebuild my savings with those payments, but it would mean having less for emergencies. So what do you think? Clear the debt or just keep making payments? Edit. Thanks, guys. I suspected losing the Redditor card debt was the right answer, but definitely needed a little encouragement to use the money. Gonna try and be more diligent about keeping hay debt down. Let's see comments. Whatever you're getting back in interest in your savings account is a fraction of the interest you owe on your credit card. Eliminate it immediately. Credit card interest is probably 15 to 25%, while your savings account might give you 3 to 5% if you're lucky. You're literally losing money every month you keep that debt. Kill it now. Rebuild savings with what you were paying monthly. Financial peace of mind is worth way more than that emergency cushion. Exactly. People forget that paying off a credit card is the same as locking in a guaranteed return. No stock or savings account gives you a risk-free 20%. Clearing it is the best investment most people can make. You would never run up a credit card balance just to pad your savings. So why would you keep a credit card balance just to keep your savings intact? The money is already spent. Really good perspective. Didn't think of it that way. Thank you. Really helped me make the decision. Okay, life doesn't always go as planned, but sometimes losing everything forces you to find what really matters. If you were in their shoes, would you risk starting over or take the leap and retire early? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more real Reddit stories like this one.